Oh, Lordy, good morning. We had some rain last night, but we did not get the kind of rain that got just, 10 miles east of us. They have floods, roads flood, and cars submerged, and all kinds of stuff going on over in Shreveport. All right, this is Thursday morning. You'll see this Friday morning, so good Friday morning. I'm fixing to hand sand this. Isn't that? That is Wedgewood. That is going to be some beautiful, beautiful handle right there. All right, let the hand sanding begin. All right, we are sanded up to 800. Boy, that is some pretty wood. Now I'm fixing to go, I'm taking the tape off. I'm gonna go put this on the buffer, buff it a final time, put the edge on it, and I might get this in the mail today. Nikki, this is yours. I'll show you when I get it all cleaned up and pretty. I'll show you one last clip. And then I'm going to turn around and work on that schrade-Walden 147. I'm not going to use that Turkish walnut. I need a slightly bigger piece of wood to start with. And then I'm going to slowly whittle it. First, I'm going to drill the hole out in the center. And then I'm going to slowly whittle it down to fit the handle. But let me get this done. We'll be right back. This is just something I noticed. You can see where this is edge quenched. What they do is heat treat the entire thing, and then they quench only part of the blade. And you see the line. Let me see if I can get this in just the right light. The line right here. They get the whole thing red hot. And this line right here, what they do is they dunk, and I don't know if it's a water quench or an oil quench, but they dunk it in about halfway, and that way this upper portion is annealed and softer and more flexible, where people can hammer on the backside. And I did have to grind out some mushroomed over top side up here, but the bottom side is hard and will retain an edge. And it's just interesting. And they still use this same method today on some cleavers and knives and swords and axes and stuff like that. I just thought that was interesting. You can pick it out on both sides. All right, going to the buffing room. We'll be right back. There we go. I am really enjoying the restoration process. It's as much work as making a knife, but it's just a nice little deviation from what I normally do. I have 3 more cleavers coming, actually 4. One of them may be spoken for. That one is a Sheffield from England. And the other 3 are original Bridell manufactured cleavers, very, very old. And Bridell, B-R-I-D-D-E-L-L, is the company it started in 1906, but the guy made his first thing in 1895. In 1906, he actually opened a shop. In 1913, he moved the shop to Crisfield, Maryland, and it was there until it burned down. And now it's a toxic waste dump because apparently they just let chrome plating stuff. The chromium is a highly poisonous, highly toxic chemical. And back in the day, they didn't regulate stuff, and they would dump stuff on the ground. Well, anyway, it's a toxic waste site where it was, and they had to clean it up. So anyway, this is it. I have 3 of those cleavers, Bridell branded. Bridell is the company that made these for Craftsman. And then when the war started, World War II, they stopped production of everything except torpedo casings and machetes for the military. And then when the war was over, they resumed making stuff, for sale. but it had the Carvel name added to it. Was Carvel Bridel. So anything that doesn't have Carvel Bridel on it is pre 1944, which this would be that. And the three I have coming are probably very late 30s or early 40s. And I can't wait to get them. Can't wait to get them. Also, I have a knife coming that is a 1940s era knife. I suspect it's made by the Bridel company. I'll do some research. But it's basically a fixed blade hunting knife. And it will need some, minor restorations. It's not in terrible shape. And the sheath seems to be in somewhat good condition. It does need the little loop that snaps around the handle. That's gone. I can replace that. Whatever is wrong with the leather, I can either replicate that sheath or repair the sheath if it needs it. So that's going to be kind of fun. This, I'm going with spalted hackberry. Since I'm kind of making this my own, I'm going to use wood that I harvested and sent out and had stabilized, and that'll just make it a little more personal. I'm going to tape this knife up so I don't cut myself. This edge is, I haven't put an edge on it yet, but what I have there is pretty sharp. So that's what we got. I'm going to wrap this up, and I was going to mail this today, but I'm not. Tomorrow I have to go to Longview and bring my wife's fender to a body shop and drop it off, and who knows, I may be able to pick up my rim tomorrow too. So I'm going to mail this tomorrow when I head to town. So Nikki, you should have this no later than the middle of next week. Okay, we're done. That was fun. I really like this Wedgewood. I've got 2 more Wedgewood handles cut out, and I think I'm going to use them on the Bridel cleavers that I have coming. Just learning the company history was kind of interesting. I'm not like a history buff, but when I get interested in something like this, learning the peripheral history kind of does whet my appetite. I went and read a whole lot about them, and you really got to dig for it too. Okay, I've talked enough. I'm gonna start on this. I don't know what I'm gonna do first. I think I'm just gonna drill holes through here, and I'm gonna have to make a tool to square it up. I think I know what I can do. I've got a hacksaw blade I can cut down or something. I'll figure it out. But this is what I'm working on next. And then when I get this done, then I'm going into the room on the end there, the leather shop, and I will make 6 sheaths. So after I finish this knife, I'm moving. I have nothing else here to do. And well, I have cleavers, but I'm not cleavers, ulus, but I'm parking the ulus for a minute until I get the sheaths made for the knives, 6 knives, and then I'm coming back here and I'll do the ulus, and life will go back to a much slower pace for me. So here we go. Let's go make a knife. Well, we got to start. And now I got to start whittling away at the corners. I'm just gonna draw a pencil line about roughly how much I'm gonna cut out, and then I'm gonna do the same this way. I'll be back when I got more done. Well, we're getting there. I think I'm gonna pin it, epoxy it, let it dry, and then I'll stick it in my vise and shape this by hand, because I don't dare. That's going to be square. I just got to move it around a little bit. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drill it, fill it with epoxy, pin it, and then pin this on, and then tomorrow I'll shape this by hand. And that is spalted hackberry, and it came from, let me show, well, you can't see the stump. All right, see in front of that target stand there, actually these 2 trees here right on the other side of this phone pole, one to the left, one to the right, those are hackberries. On the other side of the fence, about 20 foot in, a hackberry fell down, and you know, I was sick for a long time. I just let it lay there, and by the time I got around to cutting it up, I'd found some wood in it that had become spalted, and I saved it, and I cut it up, and I dried it for a couple of years, and then I sent it out and had it stabilized and sent back. And you know, I had some magnificent pieces, and now I just got some okay pieces, you know. You cold, sweetie? I know you got your summer haircut, and then I got the air conditioner blowing on you. Alrighty, I'm gonna drink a Coke and turn around and get that thing epoxied up and pinned and set aside till tomorrow. Alrighty. I thought I was this is the Hustler Raptor. I thought, hold on, let me get my fat butt down on the ground here. I thought that I was going to have to drop this transmission because that pulley right up there is so close to the plate that the engine is mounted on, but I am not. Because this belt is much thinner, and maybe they did it for that reason. So I gotta pull this spring off, and let's see. Oh, okay, I gotta take the belt off here so I can turn this. Take the spring off. All right, boy, do I smell gas. I guess it's my motorcycle still leaking. I haven't got all the O-rings yet. Maybe tomorrow. Dear Lord. This side wasn't as bad, and what you got to do is you got to turn the belt. Hold on. You got to turn the belt sideways, get it over the top of that pulley, and then flip it back where the V is actually in the pulley. That was not as bad. It was bad. But this side here, this side was really bad. I had to take a wrench and get it up in here and slide it. I mean, there is no room over that pulley for a belt. And it's in there. And I didn't film it because somebody in here was using absolutely foul language. Okay, I gotta get this spring, but back here, and then I can, I had to loosen this up to get the belt between this and that. I'm just crazy, man. A belt that you will likely in your lifetime have to replace. Anyway, did you know that this is how you adjust? Like if one side, if you push both your handlebars forward, right? This is ETR. You push both your handle. Oh, you just licked me in the ear. That was the weirdest damn thing. My dog is here licking the sweat off my head. And I didn't know he was here. That is a weird feeling. Both your handlebars, you push forward, and if it doesn't go straight, you adjust it back here or here. But if a big adjustment is right here. Okay. I gotta move around, lay on my other side, flop around like a dead fish, and get on the other side and put that spring up right there in that hole. And I can start letting this down. Lord, one job down. Now I've got to get the fender off of that motorcycle. Breezy. 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 No, no, not up here, baby. Look, go get the toy. Get that toy. Go and get the toy. Good boy. Okay. All right, one problem fixed. I gotta tell you, in all my years of putting belts on lawnmowers, that was the most difficult one. And I hope it doesn't break again. Anyway, the noise, that was the noise because the noise is gone. So, and the only thing I've done differently, well, I did tighten up the transmission on this side. The bolts were loose. I don't think that could have made that kind of noise. I do believe it was the belt. And it seemed to do it more when you kicked the PTO in because there was so much more tension on the belt and it was louder. So now I'm going to do pull that fender off that motorcycle and then sweep that shop out because it is filthy. All right, I'm taking a break. Sweeping, I don't know what it is about sweeping, but sweeping just absolutely kills my back. Alrighty, I'm gonna sweep that little pile up. I'm gonna get the motorcycle moved over a little bit so I can see what I'm doing and get the fender off. It's just like barely 1 o'clock. I've got a lot done today. Oh, and I even mowed, not all the yard, but what I can that's not too wet to mow. And I should say, I got up at 1 o'clock this morning, 1. And it just, I don't know why I couldn't sleep. I just couldn't, and you know, rather than lay there and get aggravated that you can't fall back to sleep, I just get up. So, I'll be going to bed early tonight. All right, I'll get that fender off here in just a few minutes. Okie dokie. Fender's off. Now, I'm fixing to put a new headlight rim around there. Take that off. The chores are almost done. Well, crap. I just called the powder coating people and they told me Thursday or Friday when I dropped it off, and then I just called them. Today's Thursday afternoon, and it won't be ready till next week. So, alrighty. I think I'll get my O-rings tomorrow. I have some. Oh yeah, these are my brand new shiny bolts that hold the rotor on, so I won't need them for a few days. These are the ABS bearings. There's part of the O-rings. So I'm ready for my bike. I'm going to shape that handle tomorrow. And then if I get my O-rings, come out here and get my bike running. At least I'll be able to ride it. Okay, that's it for me. Y'all have a good Friday. I'm going home.
You know the bridge that was like the coolest bridge? They got 2 of them. And they were both down there around Mobile. And that was that bypass bridge instead of going through the tunnel.
Oh yeah, the one, the fancy bridge.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a
like
pretty cool bridge.
When you went north on 85, that long bridge.
Yep.
That was a nice bridge. Unlike the Atchafalaya Basin Bridge down there, going to New Orleans.
The only bridge that really concerned me was that Key Bridge.
Oh, good Lord.
The one that fell.
I just remember waking up and looking out the sleeper, and all I could see was sky, and I was thinking, there's no way I should just be looking at sky. And then I looked to see, and I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
And then there's the George Washington Bridge, which was a double-decker bridge.
I know, but it didn't take you but
Yeah, but you got stopped on it all the time.
Yeah,
And so in your head, you know, okay, there's 3 lanes on my side. There's 3 lanes on the other side. There's 6 more lanes beneath me, all with loaded trucks. How on earth is that bridge holding up all this weight?
Well, you know, the Bay Bridge, San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know, that did collapse.
Right. Right.
And I didn't like, it wasn't that bad, but I really didn't want to go over it. But coming out was worse than going in.
There was another bridge in New York City. It was the Throgs Neck Bridge. It was the bridge over to Long Island.
Yeah.
And that was a scary bridge.